Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MPWF Underground. It is Dwayne James Johnny Feelgood here, and we are live for the first time on 2K25 from the MPWF Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what a night of action we have for you here, folks. The European Championship will be on the line in a title rematch between Greg James and the new champion Tom Sawyer, as well as tag team action. The Beautiful Angels take on Charlie Gene and Cane Nite, looking to finally end this rivalry between those four men, as well as Shane Riley, who is named the #1 contender for the Zero Limits title, takes on MPWF legend the Avenger, and our opening contest of the evening will see Morgan Stone versus Yushihari Itari. And folks, we also need to find out what is going to happen with our main event for the Intercontinental Championship. Main event for MPWF Underground, it is going to be between Bartlett and Peace. Oh, wait a minute! And we should have known this. A cheap shot here by Angelina Peace. And Angelina Peace down. Oh, she's going up for that Peace cutter. Oh, my goodness. Angelina Peace will do whatever it takes these days to get the advantage. Joan DuPont to her feet. Cecilia Perez dies on top of her. We should have seen this coming, folks. We should have seen this coming. And oh my God, just smacked her right in the head with that microphone. Well, now wait a minute, Cecilia Perez is setting up that table. And again, another shot to the skull with a microphone. Joe DuPont is down on the outside of the ring, and wait a minute. Angelina, what are you doing here? Angelina has Faye Bartlett up and up. Oh my goodness gracious me. She just neckbreaking her off the top rope through the table. And Faye Bartlett is down and out. And the question now is, what is the damage that has been done at the hands of Angelina Peace? You know, I'm starting to agree with Faye Bartlett. I think Angelina Peace doesn't believe that she can beat Bartlett anymore, folks. And that's what this is all about. If she was this confident, she wouldn't have brought Cecilia Perez out in Paris. She wouldn't have done this here, folks. And we now need some medical attention here for Faye Bartlett. Getting neck breaking up the top rope through the table. And again, I think things are about to go from bad to worse for the Annihilation Women's roster, with Cecilia Perez now a part of this roster full time. And again, she may have just given herself the advantage to make sure that she is still the Intercontinental Champion when this night is all said and done on Underground. Faye Bartlett is currently out with a concussion, and now we are hearing from the general manager of Annihilation what is to be done about the main event. And he welcomes everybody to Underground and says, now I don't want to take up too much of your time. What we need to address is tonight's main event. As you just saw there, Faye Bartlett was concussed during our Annihilation event. She cannot compete in tonight's main event. Therefore, she's giving her title opportunity to Joan DuPont, who was also victorious at SummerSlam. Tonight's main event will still be for the Intercontinental Championship. And you know what, folks? That is huge. That is huge news and a huge announcement. And Joan DuPont certainly deserves the opportunity here tonight. So again, Faye Bartlett was cashing in her Women's Underground title opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship, and she has given it to Joan DuPont because Faye Bartlett, unable to compete, again suffering from major concussion symptoms, needs that time to recover. And hopefully Angelina Peace gets what's coming to her in our main event later tonight. But we start the night off with women's division action, but from the MPWF World brand, as making her way to the ring, the Wolf Queen Morgan Stone. And this year has been a rough one for Morgan Stone, ladies and gentlemen, as we're approaching Halloween. We're approaching the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Royal Rumble coming up very soon. It's an opportunity to place yourself in that position for WrestleMania, folks. And Morgan Stone was the Women's World Champion on MPWF World going into WrestleMania. And since then, she has not been able to recover that momentum and is embroiled with a rivalry with someone else. In fact, the woman who won the world title at WrestleMania. And they're looking to settle it here tonight in this matchup. But with the Royal Rumble coming up as well, again, I'm going to be talking about this non-stop here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at the playlist that this is a part of. The Road to the Royal Rumble. One of the most important times in any MPWF wrestler's career. Not to mention the fact that this is going to be the first time we have a 30-woman Royal Rumble. It's a massive year. We're closing out 2025 with a bang, ladies and gentlemen. Now here comes a first ballot Hall of Famer herself, legend in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation, Yushihari Itari. And as I mentioned earlier tonight, she came to WrestleMania and walked out for the first time in her career with the Women's World Championship at that event. Itari, a multi-time Women's World Champion. But again, both of these women have been trying to get back to the championship that's currently held by Carmen the Carmichael. And we know that Carmen is going to be defending that title against Lady Izanami at MPWF Welcome to YouTube show, a War exclusive clip per view right here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, right here on our channel at MPWF Wrestling. Make sure that you are here to check it out. And if this is your first time watching the MPWF, welcome as always. This is MPWF Underground, our version of Superstars or Heat or Velocity, but with way better action, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to see that here as the night progresses, with a huge main event for the Intercontinental Championship. But again, I always talk about how this place is the proving grounds. You know, when you are, again, need to sort an issue out, this is where you come to fight. When you need to build some momentum, this is where you come to fight. When you want to prove to the general managers, Brian Adams or KK Cram, that you want to be on a main roster, you want to be in that top spot for a championship, this is where you come to fight. Again, the most dedicated and the most loyal MPWF fans tune in for every episode of Underground. They know who's coming up. They know who is in ready positions before it takes place on War or Annihilation, folks. And again, if you haven't checked out our recent episodes of War and Annihilation, they are up on YouTube as we speak. And incredible episodes they were. Our first on 2K25, a huge main event on War for the CW World Championship, and on Annihilation for the tag team titles. But right now, here we go. Morgan Stone and Yushihari Itari. Both women veterans in this sport. And Itari pushing Morgan Stone to the buckle. Again, even at our age, Yushihari Itari still proving that she's one of the best, and Morgan Stone there with the cheap shot. Morgan Stone does not mind bending the rules if it's going to mean a victory for herself. And like I said, a victory here is all important, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention as well, the Underground Championship will be on the line next episode, because the title has been deemed vacant because Joan DuPont is getting the shot at the Intercontinental Championship, which means we will have another Underground Rules matchup in the women's division. Nice arm drag there. So we will be crowning the fourth Women's Underground Champion, I should say. Bahara Kadia was the first, then lost the title to Six. Six cashed in. The ATL successfully becoming the Women's Tag Team Champions, and then losing them to Strikeforce on MPWF War Episode 18. And Yushihari Itari went to cash in tonight and not able to. So again, it's been a bit of turmoil for this championship here on this show. But nice strikes there by Itari and into the submission hold. And obviously Itari well versed in striking and submission ability. Morgan Stone, a natural high flyer. So look at that right hand, a big knife edge chop there by Morgan Stone. And again, Morgan Stone even losing her two teammates in Smash and Bash of the Forgotten. The Forgotten no longer in the Major Pain Wrestling Federation, working out on the indies. You know, I assume that we will see them at some point in Core Wrestling Global, but not back here in the MPWF. So Morgan Stone all alone, and there's no one beside her. There's Itari there with a snap suplex. A kick out there by Stone. And that's why I said, I was like, this show ain't no joke, folks. These are two former women's world champions competing with each other right now. And oh, a kick to the face there by Morgan Stone. And Stone now misses that clothesline. Itari able to duck under it. And Itari there with a big right hand around with the waist lock. And now look at this nice STO takedown there by Itari. Again, I love how Itari has changed her style up. You know, we talked about how she has educated hands and feet when it comes to striking. But Itari adding more submissions in, finding ways to catch her opponents as she begins to age here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, your strategy has to change. You know, whether you get bigger, smaller, older, you know, you have to mix things up. Morgan Stone there snapping that neck. And I think that's what Morgan Stone is struggling with here in this year in 2025. She needs to mix it up, come up with something new, bring something new to the table. Look at these strikes here, though. She's certainly bringing a viciousness here. And now whipping Itari into the buckle, and another clothesline there, and pulling her out here. And now look at that neck snap there by Morgan Stone. Certainly a lot more intensity being used here tonight. And Itari getting the shoulder up. And now look at this, right by the hair, throwing down Itari. Again, Morgan Stone blames Itari for Izanami becoming the #1 contender for the CAW Women's World Championship. Morgan Stone believes it should have been her. She puts this cross-arm bar here on Itari, but Itari able to escape, utilizing some jiu-jitsu here, and fires back with those right hands. And now again, look at these strikes here by Itari, that elbow buckling the legs of Morgan Stone. And Yushihari Itari feels like she hasn't had a fair opportunity. Again, Carmen Lee Carmichael, one of the most dastardly women on the roster, pretended to be her twin sister and competed against Itari, and then when Itari wasn't prepared for it, got the drop on her and won the Women's World Championship. And Itari has not had a one-on-one match for that championship yet. And not to mention the fact that Carmen, when they did face each other, injured Itari's leg before the ladder matchup at Bloodlines. So Yushihari Itari feels that the MPWF has not given her a just due. And now, oh, what a powerbomb there by Morgan Stone. Big powerbomb there, and that could be it. That could be it off that powerbomb. I know Itari gets their shoulder up, but what a move there by Morgan Stone. And like I said, I love this new attitude, this new viciousness that Morgan Stone is bringing here tonight. Snapmare again, and she's going to try and, oh my God, stepping on her head and a drop kick to the face. And like I said, Itari can be upset all she wants with how MPWF management has handled her going after the championship. She better do something about Morgan Stone here in this match. No, wait, went for that collar elbow tie-up, and Itari fighting back with those leg kicks. And Itari now sends her against the ropes here. And now, wait a minute, that's released German suplex there by Yushihari Itari. And now the legend has Morgan Stone up here. And we could be seeing a modified Psycho Driver, and she hits it there, going for the cover on Stone. And oh, kick out here. What a way to kick off MPWF Underground tonight. These two women are bringing the fight to each other here. This is not about a "This is awesome" chant. This is not about star rating. This is about these two women trying to beat each other until they can move up the roster, get back to that Women's World Championship. And now Itari driving a knee right to the throat of Morgan Stone. Books that leg here for the cover. Two. To try to crush the larynx, the esophagus. She now goes again with another knee there to the throat. See Morgan Stone in pain here, folks. And Itari now, beautiful Northern Light suplex with a beautiful bridge here with the cover, and Morgan Stone gets the shoulder up again. And neither of these women can seem to get the big advantage here in this match. And now, wait a minute. Oh, she could be going for the high cross here. This is the high moon there by Morgan Stone. The high moon may have got her the victory against Itari, but no, the legend kicks out again, and Morgan Stone is frustrated, folks. Morgan Stone is frustrated, and she could be looking for her finishing maneuver off the top rope. The how, and no! Yushihari Itari moved out the way, and there's a double leg takedown with a jackknife cover here, two, and oh wait, no, reversal there by Morgan Stone with the cover again, two, and no. Back and forth for both of these women here to start off this episode of Underground, as she goes for that clothesline. Itari reverses it, and oh, flying side kick there, flying savate kick as well. You can take it the way you see it, have it the way you want it. Yushihari Itari now. Building momentum here. And oh, Morgan Stone catching right in the face with those boots. And a big right hand there by Morgan. And the Wolf Queen unleashing with these strikes here. And now she's trying to hyperextend that elbow of Yushihari Itari here and slowing the pace right the way back down. You see that, how she cut the momentum of the crowd. Genius wrestling psychology by Morgan Stone. The crowd was building for Itari and she said, wait a minute. Morgan Stone just grabbed a kendo stick. And this is a regular singles match, ladies and gentlemen. You will get disqualified for utilizing a weapon. And wait a minute, a referee now gonna move the kendo stick and Morgan Stone just hit it with a chair and the referee heard it. Morgan Stone tried to attack Itari whilst the referee's back was turned and the referee said, I've been to referee school, you ain't pulling that one with me. And Morgan Stone has been disqualified, but Itari fighting back now. And oh folks, this is breaking down here between these two women. And Itari now with the chair shot there to Morgan Stone. Morgan Stone tried to get cute and pull an Eddie Guerrero type maneuver and the referee said, I can see it. And she has been disqualified here. And now Itari is putting the boots to her with the steel chair. And now, again. And this certainly did not go how Morgan had planned it. And away Morgan though with a clothesline catching Itari. And wait a minute. Itari down now, Morgan with the chair in her hands. And now, oh no! Morgan just threw that chair right in the face of Yushihari Itari. And now wait a minute. Itari is in bad shape after getting that chair thrown at her, and now she just gets slammed on the chair by Morgan Stone. And wait a minute, the Wolf Queen is going to be looking for the howl here, ladies and gentlemen. Her finishing maneuver up the top rope, and there's the howl. And Morgan Stone does stand tall here tonight. She did not get the victory, but she has certainly sent a message to Yushihari Itari and to MPWF management. Morgan Stone saying she will do whatever it takes to move up. Yeah, she is in a strange place right now, ladies and gentlemen. Morgan Stone is going through it, folks. And now here we are backstage with Joan DuPont, who will be competing in the main event tonight for the Intercontinental Championship. And Clarissa says, Joan, we heard all from KK Quam earlier. Tonight you will be replacing Faye Bartlett in tonight's main event. You must be going through a lot of emotions right now. On the one hand, your friend and mentor has been taken out and injured, but on the other hand, opportunity knocks and you have a chance to become the Intercontinental Champion. How are you feeling? Are you ready? And again, folks, it's got to be bittersweet for Joan DuPont, but you cannot pass up an opportunity to become the champion. Joan says in France, we have a saying, Le Fortune. Folks, I can't say that because I cannot speak French, but she says, I'm heartbroken, Faye. After everything she has been through and what happened in Paris, she deserved to get her hands on Angelina Peace. But Angelina, not Fortune, has prevented her from doing that. Fortune has gifted me, though. I have the chance to avenge my friend and win the Intercontinental title. You will see the best ever Joan DuPont tonight. I am coming for the gold. And basically what it translates to is fortune favors the bold, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, I'm not quite bilingual here, folks. But Joan DuPont will be in the main event and she will be competing for the Intercontinental Championship. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody wanted to hear me butcher the French language. It'd be disrespectful to the French. But here we go as we move into our next matchup, and this time we will be going to the Annihilation brand. We advertised this match earlier this evening. Shane Riley, the Savage Weight, with a major opportunity at Halloween Havoc, will face Sub-Zero Angel Ramirez Ortiz for the Zero Limits Championship. Shane Riley has not competed in a singles capacity for a championship in this manner since the Cruiserweight Classic, ladies and gentlemen. And now he has an opportunity here. He's been under the tutelage of Ivan Volkov. He's been under the tutelage of his former friend, Angel Ortiz, and currently under the tutelage of the MPWF World Heavyweight Champion, the King Scorpion Klaus. We have talked about how Shane Riley has slowly gotten bigger, has slowly improved, and now a major opportunity on a big show, on a big stage, for us to see exactly what he can do by himself. You see John Smith, formerly of the Varsity Club, coming out here with Shane Riley. Again, learning under Team Bloodshed, becoming more vicious himself. He will meet Angel Ortiz in singles competition on episode 19 of Annihilation. And again, he has not got an easy opponent here against the Avenger. And you know that Klaus will be watching this one very closely. We've seen how Klaus has been in the past. He is not afraid of beating down his students, ladies and gentlemen. Assault is the best way to go about things according to Klaus, folks. So Shane Riley needs to make sure that he can get a victory here in this match. Well, the MPWF fans are not too partial to Team Bloodshed. And there he is, folks. The Avenger getting a huge ovation here in the MPWF arena. Again, folks, the Avenger is a man that just likes to fight. It's as simple as that. He just wants to get in the ring and scrap. The Avenger is completely at peace with his MPWF career, which means he's not doing this to move up and down the roster. The Avenger is literally getting in here to get a black eye, to get bruised ribs. He loves the thrill of battle, and that is what he is in the ring here for on Underground, folks. And if I was Shane Riley, I'd be worried, man. You want to prove yourself before you face Angel Ortiz. This is the test. Look at him, he's pacing. He is ready for a fight. So there's a lot of news coming out of episode 19 of Annihilation. We're already sold out completely in St. Louis, Missouri for that show. We know the main event is going to feature the Cypher versus Ricky Cash, the Avenger's best friend, for the YouTube Championship, as the Cypher will meet Klaus for the World Heavyweight title at Halloween Havoc. And again, Shane Riley may have gotten bigger, but he ain't stronger than the Avenger. So again, a lot coming out of the Annihilation camp. Halloween Havoc is promising to be an incredible show, folks, as we once again are on the road to the Royal Rumble and almost on that road again to WrestleMania 12, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that side headlock there by Shane Riley, and the Avenger able to escape at a clothesline. Almost took Shane Riley's head off his shoulders. And now, oh my gosh, another one. We got a battle of the redheads here tonight, as Shane Riley is getting his pocket picked by the Avenger, and now big net breaker there by the big man. And now the Avenger throwing those left hands right at Shane Riley, and Shane Riley's been overwhelmed thus far by the power of the Avenger here. And now the Avenger whips Riley into the ropes, and now look at that. Oh my word. Big time backbreaker there by the Avenger. And now, oh my goodness, throwing Shane Riley back inside the ring here. And again, there's history as well. It was Team Bloodshed took on Ricky Cash and the Avenger a couple episodes back on Annihilation in an incredible matchup. So Shane Riley wants to get that win back, and look at those Muay Thai kicks. See that lean, long body. Shane Riley about 6'2", ladies and gentlemen. Because he's so lean, you don't realize how tall he is. But now he's putting on that size. You can see the power that Shane Riley possesses, and look at this. He is folding the Avenger up, and I mean, the Avenger's never been folded up like that before in his life. as he takes Shane Riley down there, realizing I cannot stay in this submission. But Riley now whipping the Avenger off the ropes here. Now went for the drop kick, and the Avenger sidestepped it, but oh man. Double axe handle to the face. And now going right back to that net breaker once again. And Shane Riley is struggling here. Now again, it won't be power against Ortiz that he's going to have to deal with. And now look at that there. Beautiful. Nice reverse net breaker there by Shane Riley. And now Riley going straight to the leg there of the Avenger. And staying on him here. Now, that's what you got to do. You got to chop that man down, folks. You got to get him down to your size. You got to get him down to a place where you can keep him from using that power. And that's exactly what Shane Riley's doing here, working at that knee. And now look at this here. A stretch muffler there by Shane Riley. And there's that newfound power of Shane Riley picking up the Avenger. And the Avenger realizing that he is in a dangerous position and fires back with these strikes. And that, again, is a bold move there by Shane Riley. Not only do you have to use a lot of strength and power for that, but the amount of wind and cardio you got to use to keep a man the size of the Avenger above your head like that's incredible. And now the Avenger has Shane Riley up, and O'Reilly can sense an Alabama slam coming, and a spear there by Riley. Getting the Avenger in the midsection. You see there's no mullet there by Shane Riley. Shane Riley completely serious here. British-born competitor. The Savage weight for a reason. And that goes for the spear, and the referee now distracted by the turnbuckle being undone. And John Smith may have, cost Shane Riley the match there. But Riley now mounting the Avenger here. And now the tables have turned. Shane Riley able to withstand the Avenger's offense, and now he is in control. And like I said, I would love, and I cannot wait to see how this translates with Angel Ortiz at Halloween Havoc. And now, wait a minute, this ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't going to translate well. As a, oh my goodness gracious me, a Celtic cross there by the Avenger. And that might be it too. Then, Shane Riley gets the shoulder up. Riley in a world of trouble right now, and the Avenger now just throws him again right back to that raw power and strength. And now body slam, and oh my goodness. So ain't few wrestlers with as much intensity as the Avenger. And the Avenger now after that knee drop off the second rope, covering Shane Riley, the Savage weight in trouble. Riley gets the shoulder up. Big clothesline. Shane Riley saw it coming though, and what a spinning back fist. That one folded up the Avenger, and it could be the victory Shane Riley was looking for, and no. The Avenger gets the shoulder up, but he is certainly spaghetti legged, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Riley better stop taunting and get the job done, and he drives a knee right to the face of the Avenger. And now, another one. Yeah, Shane Riley can sense it. He can sense the Avenger is reeling here. And now the Avenger catching with that elbow to the knee. And oh my God, he's going for the powerbomb. Big powerbomb, and no. Shane Riley with the reversal. Shane Riley with the reversal with the cover. 2. No, the Avenger with the reversal again. 1, 2. No, Shane Riley catching him again here with another reversal. 2. Shane Riley gets it. Shane Riley using his wrestling skill to out-leverage the Avenger and escapes the powerbomb and pins the MPWF legend and veteran here tonight. But that is easily the biggest singles victory of Shane Riley's career, ladies and gentlemen. And he out-wrestled the Avenger here tonight. Was able to use leverage on a bigger man for the victory. He is going to have to bring all of this wrestling skill and ability with him to Halloween Havoc. He is going to have to show up and show out against Angel Ortiz. Look at that spinning back fist though. I think right there that was it. That is some hidden knockout power there by Shane Riley. Because quite frankly, the Avenger was spaghetti leg ever since that spinning back fist, folks. And I think this right here, the Avenger was still reeling from that spinning back fist, and that is what put him down for the 3 count here. But a massive win for Shane Riley, and again with his submission background, could he be the man to take the Zero Limits title off of Sub-Zero Angel Ramirez Ortiz? I certainly have never been more impressed by Shane Riley than I have here tonight. And again, folks, coming out soon here on YouTube is the Super Slam Showdown, folks. For all MPWF fans with children, or if you're a kid yourself, this show is specifically for you. The first ever kid-friendly core wrestling event, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait for it to appear on YouTube, and I cannot wait for you to be sitting there on a Sunday morning watching. We used to watch cartoons on a Sunday morning. You guys get to watch Super Slam Showdown on a Sunday morning, coming soon to you on YouTube, folks. Here we are backstage with 2 young men that impressed me on MPWF War, in Maximus Guerrero Jr. and Yamamoto Yoshino. And Yoshino says, I don't know why we're arguing. It's not my fault that we lost. I'm not a tag team wrestler. My focus is on the Cruiserweight Championship. Tell Jason Rage to heal up and come back. I am just as unhappy as you are. That was another loss added to my column that didn't need to happen. Again, these guys faced the tag team champions and they teamed with each other for the first time, and it was amazing. They should not be arguing. And Maximus says, well, Yoshino, I have a solution to your win-loss column problem. And he says, why don't we have a match and sort this issue out? Well, hang on a minute here, folks. These 2 men going to sort things out the old-fashioned way. Maximus Guerrero Jr. wants Yamamoto Yoshino in the ring. And oh, here we go, folks. Here we go. So, if this is your first time watching the Major Pain Wrestling Federation, as you can tell by that perm going on, these are 2 of the most annoying, ridiculous human beings you will ever meet. The beautiful angels. The biracial angel himself, Jason Holiday, and beautiful Bobby Martin Kyle, making their way to the ring. Believes that every problem they have is somebody else's fault. Believes that every success they have is because they stared in the mirror when they woke up in the morning. Former MPWF Tag Team Champions, they should be a lot further along in their career. But because of their attitude, because of how they behave, this is where they're at. Now granted, these 2 have picked up victories in the last couple episodes of MPWF Underground, exploiting Charlie Gene and Cane Nite, and they're looking to finally come to a head in this rivalry between these 4 men. And again, this could certainly push them up the ladder to crown new tag team champions. Again, surprisingly enough, these guys pinned Helios Christ to win the tag team titles way back. So, my God, folks. So yeah, there's not a single MPWF fan that likes the beautiful angels. But here comes a man who has gained in popularity himself. Liverpool's #1, the Champagne Supernova. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Gene making his way to the ring, and that is a disgusting mullet he has. With those filthy sideburns, Charlie Gene looks terrible, but he is incredible at wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And he is going to, the Scouse Supernova, you see it on the back of his jacket, after his battles with Cane Nite, has earned the respect of the MPWF Annihilation fans. A former Underground champion himself. He is going to bring the fight here tonight. It's incredible to see this ovation here for Charlie Gene. And here comes the current reigning defending men's underground champion, the Tattoo Terminator, Cane Nite. With that underground championship, he can cash in at the beginning or before any show for MPWF Underground in the main event challenge for any divisional championship in the MPWF. Cane Nite has been holding when he is going to cash this thing in close to the vest. If the Beautiful Angels can pick up a victory in a tag team matchup here, I believe the KK Clan will give one of them the opportunity, or maybe even a triple threat match for the Underground Championship. So this is must win here tonight for Cane Nite. And a big ovation for the big man. So here we go. Man, Jason Holiday looks ridiculous. Like, let's face it, folks. That hair is insane. Could you imagine how much money he spends to keep his hair like that? It's incredible. And wait, Jason Holiday picking Charlie Gene right up for a big move, though. And I have never said that Jason Holiday was a bad wrestler. In fact, I think Jason Holiday has one of the most biggest potentials and one of the best talents that the MPWF has, but it is his attitude that prevents him from being where he is supposed to be. In 2023, Jason Holiday was in the Elimination Chamber matchup for the MPWF World's Heavyweight Championship. Listen to that, for the World's Heavyweight title. Look right now, the Cypher is facing Klaus for the world title at Halloween Havoc. Both Klaus and the Cypher were inside the Elimination Chamber. Ryan Sparks was in that Elimination Chamber. Ryan Sparks is going to be facing Lamar James Jackson for the CAW World Championship on MPWF War. Tendencies is trying to kill a man, but he was in a North American title matchup on MPWF War. Jason Holiday, the only person he has to blame is himself. And he needs to figure that out, or he is going to fall down the wayside. Already the MPWF fans do not believe in the Beautiful Angels. They believe in a man like the Tattoo Terminator, Cane Nite, who is throwing Jason Holiday around the room. But Holiday fights back with a knee to the face, though. And I think for the later half of 2025 and 2026, that's what Jason Holiday and Bobby Martin Carl are going to have to prove to everyone. That they're not just all talk. They're not just all looks. They can get the job done. You know, we talked about in the main event of MPWF Annihilation how the tag team titles, especially on the Annihilation brand, continuously switch hands. That could be a good thing for the Beautiful Angels. If they could find a way to get into that title picture, grab that goal, and hold on to it, they could put themselves above everyone else. But right there, a sprawl, and look at the power of Cane Nite as he throws Bobby Martin Carl away from him. And sends Bobby into the buckle and makes a tag, and in comes Charlie Gene. The Scout Supernova himself with that beautiful, oh my god! A elevated net breaker there by Cane Nite and Charlie Gene. And then we're talking about these two men who for pretty much all of 2025 have been fighting each other. And they have gained enough respect with each other that they're now teaming here tonight against the Beautiful Angels. It's a beautiful thing to see, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best tropes in anime. Villain turned good. And that's what we've seen here with Charlie Gene. And oh, misses that strike in the corner though. And oh, what a clothesline there by Bobby Martin Kyle. Bobby Martin Kyle had a lot of fanfare in the World Wrestling future. And again, I mentioned, they're trying to get back to that. Get back to the fanfare that both these men used to have. And what a big right hand there by Jason Holiday. And Holiday now, German suplex there, folding up Charlie Gene. And a big knee there by the biracial Angel. And now wait a minute, Jason Holiday taking a cheap shot at Cane Nite here. And Cane Nite, ever since we split brands, has off and on been feuding with any of the three men in this matchup. And oh, what a right hand there, or right elbow I should say, by Jason Holiday. Holiday now throwing him into the buckle. And makes the tag, and Bobby Martin Carl back in here. as he's now on the second rope and now going after that arm. And they're going to wear it down on the smaller man in the Scout Supernova Charlie Gene. And now he has Gene here. Look at this. Oh my gosh. A butterfly backbreaker there by Bobby Martin Kyle. Forearm to the face. Looking for the end here. And Charlie Gene getting the shoulder up. But you can see the pain in Charlie Gene's eyes. And now look at this. This is the disrespectful nature of the beautiful angels here displayed by Bobby. And oh wait, went for the right hand and missed. And now wait a minute. With the schoolboy here. With the cut. Oh no, kick out. Oh no, he misses the strike. And Bobby Martin Kyle, now look at that, going right back off that arm that Jason Holiday went for earlier, and another cheap shot to Cane Nite. And again, all you're doing is pissing off the Tattoo Terminator, folks. Listen to that. He's called the Tattoo Terminator. And you are pissing that man beyond off. But look at these right hands here by Jason Holiday. Again, this is beautiful tag team wrestling. I don't know what else to tell you, folks. They have cut the ring in half completely. They have sectioned their man off, and they have prevented Charlie Gene from ever being able to make the tag to Cane Nite. And oh, went for the clothesline and missed. Elbow there, and oh, going right out to the arm. And oh, there's a clothesline. Payback for Charlie Gene, and in comes Cane Nite. And oh my goodness. And you heard the place erupt as the Underground champion in the ring. And now Cane Nite whipping him off the ropes. And now, oh my goodness gracious me. That's some power, folks. That's some power there by Cane Nite. And Knight now has Jason Holiday. And oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Suplex into a backstabber. To Holiday. No, Holiday just gets the shoulder up. No, Bobby Martin Kyle broke it up, folks. Yeah, I don't know if Jason Holiday was going to be able to kick out of that. Bobby Martin Kyle saving his partner. And now here again, look at these shoulder thrusts into the corner there by Cane Nite. Cane Nite is just so overwhelmingly powerful, ladies and gentlemen. And now look at that body splash there by Knight. And Holiday needs to make the tag, and he does. In comes Bobby Martin Kyle. And now wait a minute. Roll up out of nowhere, he dropped the tights. He's got the oh, a 1 count. Oh my. A 1 count. Misses the boot on insecurity there by Knight. Cane Nite now has Bobby Martin Kyle all the way up, and hold on a minute. And a look at the raw power there of Cane Nite. And now there's the athleticism of the men's Underground champion with the moonsault of Bobby Martin Kyle getting the shoulder up. And I'll wait for the boot by Martin Kyle moves. And now wait a minute. Twist of fate there by Bobby Martin Kyle. Hook of the leg here for the victory for his team. No, man. Now, this is one hell of a matchup we're seeing here between these 4 men, folks. So this is a grudge match. And they're certainly showing their grudge here tonight. And now wait a minute. Off the top rope there with Skull and Bones goes beautiful Bobby Martin Kyle and Jason Holiday. And Cane Nite just gets the shoulder up. And Jason Holiday is pissed. Skull and Bones off the top rope there by the beautiful Angels. And Holiday now throwing Cane Nite into the corner. And now wait a minute. Jason Holiday displaying that power here. And Cane Nite just gets powerbombed into the turnbuckle, and that could be all she wrote here. 2, and no, Cane Nite once again gets the shoulder up, and Jason Holiday is beside himself. An incredible tag team matchup here by the Annihilation brand, and again, this is this high-end ring IQ by the beautiful Angels, keeping the ring split in half, and there's now a chin lock here, reverse chin lock with a knee in the back. Cane Nite with a sit-out. And now wait a minute. Oh, this is bad for Bobby Martin Kyle. He's got Bobby Martin Kyle up here, and he could be going for that jackhammer slam, and he hits it. Big time jackhammer there by Cane Nite, and he makes the tag, and in comes Charlie Gene. And Charlie Gene now could be looking for that Champagne Supernova kit. And oh, wait a minute. Oh, man. Nice combination there by Charlie Gene. And he's wants it. Bobby Martin Kyle's in trouble, and there it is! The supernova kick, taking his head off, knocking Jason Holiday off the apron. Charlie Gene hooking the leg here for the victory. 2 retribution for Cane Nite and Charlie Gene here tonight. You know what? I'm going to actually go out here and give credit to the beautiful Angels, ladies and gentlemen, because there was not very many shenanigans in this matchup. They wrestled this match, and again, it was one of the best matches we have seen from the beautiful Angels in a while, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to, right now, give them credit, because that was good. That was a great tag team matchup that we just saw here on MPWF Underground. And you can see that here in the replays. We got these long-ass replays, ladies and gentlemen, where you can see all the action, a full recap. But I gotta show respect to the beautiful Angels, but more importantly to Charlie Gene and Cane Nite, who have been dealing with the beautiful Angels. Cane Nite, even as far back as when we, again, started the brand split, bound by honor when Cane Nite was helping fight them with the Cypher. And getting this victory here tonight is huge. Look at that beautiful sit out here, and then straight to the jackhammer slam here by Cane Nite. And this move right here knocked all the wind out of Bobby Martin. Kyle, bam, you see that. Now watch this here, right back to that gut again. Yeah, Bobby Martin Kyle, he had the wind knocked out of him twice. And a victory for Charlie Gene and Cane Nite. And would you believe that these two men would be like this with each other after everything that they've been through here in this last calendar year, folks? And oh, wait a minute, here we are with the Intercontinental Champion, Angelina Peace. And Ben Rich says, Angelina, you are quite the controversial person at the moment. And she says, how about you shut your mouth for 2 seconds? I've been disrespected for the last time. Since the MPWF has returned to YouTube, I have carried this women's division on my back. I had to deal with face treachery and Justice's arrogance. I retired Austin Taylor, yet no respect is shown to me. Can you believe that the MPWF fans want more women's wrestlers? I am enough, and I'm tired of hiding it. Faye got exactly what she deserved, and she'll always deserve it. Angelina Peace is heartbroken with the MPWF fans, folks, for them siding with Faye Bartlett. She says, before you decide to instigate further, I do not fear Bartlett. I never have and I never will. She cannot beat me, and now she is off nursing another injury herself. I can focus on the Royal Rumble. On that show, I will finally become a double champion. Oh, wait, I forgot about tonight. Joan, Faye's protege. Joan, your teacher is a fraud, and Paris is disgusting. I laugh my ass off thinking that you can beat me. You are in for a rude awakening. The Intercontinental title is my forever title. Well, folks, Angelina Peace, with those scathing words, will compete in tonight's main event. But we continue the action in this late night underground, folks. As the European Championship is on the line next, we head back to the MPWF War brand, folks. And this one has a little bit of history going into it, as Tom Sawyer came in a matchup between Greg James and Wayne Level. Wayne Level was injured at the hands of Zeus. Greg James thought he wouldn't have to face anybody on MPWF War, but Tom Sawyer stepped up and won the European Championship on episode 17 of War. So here we are tonight with the rematch. Can Greg James win back the European title? So far, nobody who has won the European Championship has managed to defend the title. Every single time a person has won the championship, as soon as the next defense has happened, the title has changed hands. Will we see that take place here tonight on MPWF Underground? These two young stars are about to put on a show here tonight in the MPWF arena. The righteous Greg James, ready for action. Here it is. Get that rush going, ladies and gentlemen. The modern day warrior is here. The European champion, Tom Sawyer. A man who was amazing in the World Wrestling Future, the developmental league of the MPWF, who earned the respect of the fans there. And then came here and made an impact, winning the European Championship on episode 17 of MPWF War. Already earmarked to be a future main eventer here in the MPWF. And a lot of people will say that's a lot of pressure on those young broad shoulders of Tom Sawyer, but the modern day warrior ain't afraid of pressure. He knows that that's what he wants. He knows that that's what he can become. And it always starts here in big time matches like this one here on Underground for the European title. Can he be the first man to defend the European Championship successfully? Here we go, our first of 2 title fights here tonight on Underground, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's amazing being here on the 2K25 system. I think I finally got the hang of this. You know, we were on 2K24 and we were enjoying that. We're currently transitioning to that for Core Wrestling Global, which is on our secondary channel at MPWF Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, where you can see that Core Wrestling Global Genesis to come soon to YouTube, folks. But again, it's not about the CWG, it's about the MPWF, it's about the European title. And here we go, Tom Sawyer looking at that championship. His first title here on the main roster. Big things for this kid. Can he continue the momentum? Look how focused Greg James is. Greg James wants this. He needs this. So both men straight to the collar elbow tie up. Greg James is a wrestler's wrestler. No nonsense. You see that there? Black trunks. You know, honestly, Greg James would do fantastic in Japan. In a place where all the other shenanigans, all the other chicanery don't mean a thing. It is all about serious wrestling. Greg James would do great there. Or with Original Stable 58 back in SMF, if you guys remember that, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, he's been very impressive in 2025. It's been a good year for Greg James. Honestly, these past 2 years, Greg James, a former Tag Team Champion, former European Champion. Again, he has quietly picked up a lot of success here in the MPWF. You see, as Tom Sawyer works his top wrist lock here, and he has that leverage advantage because of his height. And I said switch into the hammerlock there. Look at the way that Greg James has that hand placed on the elbow, and there's a shot to the back there as he wrenches that hammerlock at the same time. And you're seeing some wrestling here, folks. We're going to get an education in wrestling by DJ by what these two men are doing here. Snapmare takeover here, straight into the chin lock. Nice move there by Greg James, and that's what I said. It's like, it ain't about being fancy for Greg James. It's about getting the job done. You see the way there, how he shifted the hips to the air, applied that leverage on that chin lock. Tom Sawyer in a world of trouble, and this is where the smaller frame works much better for Greg James whilst he has that chin lock in. Nice reversal there though, sit out and catching the hammerlock again. You see how quickly Greg James got to his feet? Greg James wanting to shift the pain away from that shoulder, and the way to do that is to get to a vertical base. And again, applying that pressure once again does Tom Sawyer here. And now Greg James, nice reversal there into the fireman carry and straight into the arm lock here. Beautiful move there by Greg James. Again, Greg James, a very decorated amateur wrestler. We've talked about that in the past here. And you see as he applies that arm lock here on Tom Sawyer. Got again the elbow, arm right below the elbow and an arm right in the shoulder. And Tom Sawyer is saying to help with wrestling. And he went for some straight shots here. Tom Sawyer from the south. Beautiful hip toss there. Has been in a bar fight or two and says, there's no need for none of this wrestling business. I cannot out-wrestle Greg James here, but I can surely out-punch him in the face. And again, look at these body shots here in that right hand. And that one rock Greg James. And now, oh wait a minute, nice reversal there by Greg James, back flipping out. And Greg James now, beautiful suplex there. Trap arm suplex by Greg James, the challenger for the European title. We're getting ourselves a clinic in wrestling here to start off with this European title matchup. And I don't think we're going to see a wrestling clinic in our main event tonight. Beautiful clothesline there by Tom Sawyer. Without elevation, but Greg James able to roll out the way. And now both men colliding in each other. And oh, a shot there by Greg James. And I think Greg James is a little quicker than Tom Sawyer was. And we're seeing that advantage play out here. And now Greg James showing that he's still got power as well here. And oh, missing the elbow. Tom Sawyer able to roll out the way. A big right hand there. Both these men had some very scathing words for each other on MPWF War. And that's not something that you forget before a match of this magnitude takes place. And Tom Sawyer could be looking to go high risk here. The clothesline sends Greg James all the way to the floor. Oh no, wait a minute. Tom Sawyer could be looking to go high risk. We've seen him do this before. Tom Sawyer has no fear here. And Sawyer over the top rope taking out Greg James. The modern day warrior, the European champion, in control here on Underground. And now throws Greg James into that steel ring post. But James fights back out here, realizes he needs to shift this momentum. And oh, Tom Sawyer going into the barricade, and now like this, oh my goodness. His lower back, and that caused a lot of damage. Tom Sawyer still on the ground. Greg James breaking the count. Again, traditional wrestling rules here. Greg James does not want to get counted out because he will not win the European Championship if that's to take place. But that shot to the barricade there has weakened Tom Sawyer. You see Tom Sawyer did not get up with his own volition. As Greg James slides back inside the ring here now. And Greg James, look at this here. Beautiful barrel roll suplex there to Tom Sawyer. And now James here, fired back with these right hands, grabbing at the hair, and the official's going to have to watch that. Not only was it a closed fist, he pulled at a tuft of hair of Tom Sawyer whilst he did that. Okay, Greg James is a mean wrestler. You know, we take it back to the days of a William Regal or a Fit Finlay. Those are two men that Greg James absolutely idolizes. As James now throws Tom Sawyer across the ring here, and now straight into the cover to win the European title. I don't think it's going to happen this quick, but Greg James certainly has the right game plan figured out here. And now look at this, a beautiful back suplex. And now look at this move here by Greg James, showing off that athleticism. You know what? I'm going to give Greg James credit here. People say that this man isn't fancy, that this man's all about the wrestling. Did you see that backflip reversal earlier? The back suplex, and then he just nipped up and then did a leg drop. Greg James is just serious, folks. And you know what? Sometimes in wrestling, we need some seriousness. You know, cannot all be fun and games all the time. But wait a minute, Tom Sawyer here with a Mahi Straw cradle, and Greg James, oh no, Greg James getting out immediately. And Sawyer went for the boot. Greg James ducked under it, and what a knee. What a knee there by the challenger, and he is rubbing it in the fans for that maneuver. So Greg James doesn't mess about around anything. I mean, look at the shape he's in. This man has a 100% healthy diet. There is nothing dirty that Greg James puts into his body. He is all about winning. And Sawyer, though, able to escape. I mean, Sawyer is ain't gonna turn down some barbecue for you from some Southern barbecue. And that Southern barbecue's got Greg James a bump his head, and oh my God, what a gut buster. Trying to break Greg James' ribs here with that move. And Sawyer with the cover, 2, and oh no. That one could have ended this match. That shows you how tough Greg James is to kick out of that maneuver. And a big clothesline there by the champion. And now Sawyer sends Greg James back into the buckle again. And now this time got him up in that scoop slam. And now boom, sends him right to the mat. And Greg James felt that one. Might have landed pretty hard on his tailbone. But Tom Sawyer going to go high risk once again. Like I said, there's no fear in this young competitor. Sawyer up the top rope with the flying clothesline. And that one knocked Greg James inside out. And that might be it, folks, to retain the title. And oh, Greg James gets the shoulder up. That was a hell of a clothesline up the top rope there by Tom Sawyer. And the modern day warrior now has him up here. And wait a minute, there's the pile driver. And that one shook Greg James so bad he grabbed his back after the pile driver. And oh, a near fall again. Incredible wrestling match. It's been a great night. It's been a great night of Underground so far, folks. Oh no, wait a minute, James catching that arm though. And oh, beautiful. Did you see that? Beautiful. Into the double leg, and Greg James now with a clothesline, and that's got to be it. What a shot into the double leg with the clothesline. Tom Sawyer just gets the shoulder up, and Greg James is pissed. Greg James with quickness. He was swift, he was sudden with that double leg takedown. And James now off the top rope in the splash it all, man. Tom Sawyer got out the way at the last second, and there's a DDT. Catching Greg James right on his chrome dome there. And now sends Greg James into the buckle. And Sawyer has him now on the top rope. Oh no, wait a minute. Tom Sawyer now realizing I gotta bring out the hard offense, the big time offense here. As he's got him up for a superplex, and a superplex off the top rope. And Greg James wisely going to the ropes. Again, a high in-ring IQ for Greg James. But wait a minute, Tom Sawyer has him in that full toss position. Hold on a minute. Greg James out to the, oh my God. Right there catching him in the throat with the full toss, with the cover. And no, again, Greg James gets the shoulder up, and we are witnessing an incredible matchup here for the European title. And oh, wait a minute, Greg James catching him with the roll up, two, and oh, Tom Sawyer gets out. Greg James now. Look at this again, beautiful single leg takedown here off the ankle pick into the ankle lock. Greg James is amazing, folks. This has been amazing. And now Tom Sawyer though, rolling out. Oh, Greg James tried to roll out of it, but landed on that back again. And Tom Sawyer catching him here. Wait a second for the tombstone pile driver. Tilt-a-whirl tombstone pile driver. And that is it. What a match. What a match, folks. That's what it was going to take, someone to get caught there, ladies and gentlemen. And Greg James got caught for the second time, folks. For the second time with that tilt-a-whirl tombstone pile driver. Well, I tell you, man, Greg James is impressive, man. But what about Tom Sawyer, though? You talk about coming out here to the main roster and making a name for yourself. So this was an incredible matchup, folks. There was a lot of action that went down here in this European title fight. Look at this beautiful double leg here into the closer. I thought this was it right here. I thought Greg James sealed it, and I think Greg James thought he did too as well. And like I said, he tried to catch him here with that roll-up. Tom Sawyer able to escape, and then catching him here in that tilt. Watch it right here. Tilt-a-whirl tombstone pile driver, and that is it. He already has suffered a pile driver earlier on in the matchup. A tilt-a-whirl tombstone, and there was no way Greg James could kick out of that. And that makes Tom Sawyer as the first man to successfully defend the MPWF European Championship. Incredible stuff, folks. Incredible stuff. So you gotta watch Underground, I'm telling you. To see action like this, you gotta watch Underground, folks. I promise you, this is the place to be. Be late night here with DJ Johnny Feelgood, watching these type of matches. Oh, wait a second, what is this? Hold on a minute. Wait, that's the music of the Tattoo Terminator, Cane Nite. And wait a minute, the men's Underground champion making his way to the ring. And he got right in the face of Tom Sawyer. Hold on a minute here. Cane Nite already victorious as well tonight. And Knight says, I'm going to keep this real simple. I currently hold the men's underground title. That means at some point I can cash in for a divisional title. And Tom Sawyer, I have my eyes on you and the European title. When I win next episode, I will be the new European champion and I will be moved to MPWF War. So hold on tight to your goal because next episode, I'm going to be the champ. Folks, Cane Nite is cashing in finally. And if he beats Tom Sawyer, he moves to War as the European champion. What a main event this is going to be from episode 19 of MPWF Underground. Cane Nite and Tom Sawyer. I cannot wait, folks. It's going to be incredible. So we already know the next episode is going to be just as fire as this one, folks. And again, for more MPWF action, follow us right here on YouTube/MPWF Wrestling, where you can see all MPWF action, ladies and gentlemen. This is the place to be. This is called wrestling at its finest, folks. But we're about to get ready, get set for our main event, Jet Set Radio Future Star, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what that game is, you need to go on YouTube and check that game out as well. But folks, it's not about games, it's not about late night, it's about the Intercontinental Championship. But first, we're going to head to the backstage area because we are with one half of Nightmare Fuel, Ingrid. Ingrid says, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Ingrid, the effing machine of the women's division, and some things are going to be changing around here. Me and my Aunt Helga are going to punish the ATL, and we're going to compete in the Underground Women's title match next episode right here. The rest of 2025 is going to be a big year for Nightmare Fuel. One way or another, gold is coming to us. Well, I believe her. I believe her, ladies and gentlemen. But coming up next is our main event for the Intercontinental Championship. So here we go, folks. Main event time in the Underground. And we talked about it before, a massive opportunity for Joan DuPont. And Joan DuPont has been turning heads and impressing so many people here in the MPWF and the fans as well. And could you imagine if she could walk in here tonight and take the Intercontinental Championship? You know, I'm always an instigator. What's that going to mean to the relationship of Faye Bartlett and Joan DuPont as well if she becomes the champion? You know, but that's the thing with selfishly thinking. I know Faye Bartlett is at home right now, hoping that her protege, her friend, can stop Angelina Peace and wrestle the Intercontinental title away from her here in the main event. And this was supposed to be the biggest main event in Underground history, and Angelina Peace has ruined that. She prevented that from happening when she neck-breaked Faye Bartlett off the top rope through the table and gave her that serious concussion. And there she is with Cecilia Perez, who is now a part of the Annihilation roster. The Intercontinental Champion making her way to the ring. New attitude in tow. Again, you hear that music, I Wish You Were Dead by Lacuna Coil. Angelina Peace is a different person now, folks. Again, there was a time period when she was all about respect. Look at this here, folks. Every time this is shades of what Lamar James Jackson was doing. Lamar Goldman was doing on MPWF War. So Angelina Peace used to be one of the most respected wrestlers in the MPWF. And this obsession with proving Faye Bartlett wrong has sent her to this point, has gotten her to where we are right now. You know, a question that's being asked by a lot of people is, Angelina Peace afraid of Faye Bartlett? Is she worried that Faye Bartlett is at a point in her career where she can take the title from her? if you want me to truthfully answer that question, I don't think Angelina Peace is scared of Faye Bartlett. I actually agree with Angelina Peace. Again, Angelina Peace does have the larger win-loss record against Faye Bartlett. I do think that this not getting respect from the MPWF fans, being booed at WrestleMania when she won the Intercontinental Championship at the Buy-In show, has really affected her. Let's not forget, at WrestleMania 10, she had the longest title reign in any woman in MPWF history with the Women's World title. Justice Fitzgerald beat her in honestly one of the best women's wrestling matches we have ever seen in the MPWF. And Justice Fitzgerald then disrespected her. She got booed because she retired Austin Taylor. Austin Taylor was a villain, ladies and gentlemen, in the end of her career. And I think just too much for Angelina Peace. Too much disrespect from the fans has caused this. But now again, with disrespect comes this, comes retribution. And now you have a 6 foot almost woman from France, from Paris, called Joan Dupont, who is putting the boots to you, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what's happening to Angelina Peace here in our main event. Again, how she thought that she was going to be able to get away with taking out Faye Bartlett, I'll never know. Look at this. Joan Dupont ain't done with Cecilia Perez as well. And Dupont now taking out Cecilia Perez. And Dupont, like I said, trying to get that retribution. Fortune favored the ball, and there's a dive there by Peace, though. And that is something that Joan Dupont is also going to have to figure out here tonight. Is she is going to have to stay focused. You know, I commend General Manager KK Kwan for allowing Dupont to take Faye Bartlett's pace in this title match tonight. What I don't condemn or what I don't agree with is the fact that Cecilia Perez is allowed at ringside here. I think with everything that they've done, Cecilia Perez should have been banned for ringside as a drop kick, taking out Joan Dupont. Now look at this. Look at this. It's utter insanity, folks. The referee just had to put the turnbuckle pad back on. Should never came off in the first place. And that's net breaking there by the champ. It's not like Angelina Peace needs help. I just mentioned before how she is the longest reigning women's champion in history in the MPWF. No one has held that title longer than Angelina Peace. Again, we talked about Yushihari Itari and Sasha Fierce being first ballot Hall of Famers. She's right up there. Again, the second triumvirate. She's the lead of it. Angelina Peace is the top. We're not going to deny that. I'm not going to take that away from her. You know, it's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it, right? GameStop says it. IGN says it. But it's the disrespect she's getting, as there is a sidewalk slam there by Joan Dupont. That's a big impact there by the challenger. You know, and I think it's the same thing that Sasha Fierce is going through that what Angelina Peace is going through. The skill level, the power, as you can see here, of this new generation is incredible. And I think some of the women of the previous generation still think that they should be on top, that it should be easy to dominate. And these young women are keeping their foot on their necks. They're not allowing that to happen. I mean, the same thing's happening in the men's division as well, folks. The young wrestlers of the MPWF are stepping up big time. Right? Especially in such a transition era of the MPWF. They are trying to place themselves at the top. And now look at this here. Gonna go after the arm here. Oh man, tried to snap and hyperextend the elbow. Does the champion. And now wait a minute here. Oh, Dupont goes face first into the buckle. And Angelina Peace in control here. I said, look at the confidence level of Angelina Peace with everything that she's doing here in this match. Look at this. Oh man, another knockdown there to Joan Dupont. Do you even notice the size difference between these two? That's the experience level of Peace, but she misses that moonsault off the top rope. And Dupont catches her in the face with a boot. Dupont trying to fight back here. Has this entire MPWF arena on her sides and hits a short arm clothesline there. And now wait a minute, Dupont has Angelina Peace in that power. Oh God! Just powerbombed her right on her knee to win the Intercontinental Championship. And no, Angelina Peace kicks out. You see DuPont checking Cecilia Perez there. Again, she shouldn't be out here. She should be out here. There's a Spanish fly by the Intercontinental Champion. And the fans having to respect that. Respect the athleticism and skill of the champ. And now look at this. Going right back to that arm that she was working on earlier. And that elbow of Joan DuPont. Trying to limit the power of the challenger. And DuPont's in bad shape now, folks. Joan DuPont is in bad shape now. And oh man. Bartlett ain't done with the challenger. And now there's another knee to the face. And now look at this. Angelina Peace taunting Joan DuPont, telling her that there is a level difference between the two. So she truly is one of the best in the world, folks. And now off the top rope with the moonsault to the back. And that's got to be it, folks. That's got to be it. Angelina Peace to retain the title here tonight. 2. Oh, DuPont just gets the shoulder up, and look at Peace. Angelina Peace not expecting this fight here by Joan DuPont. But DuPont ain't going to give up. DuPont ain't going to quit. And now Joan DuPont here, trying to fight back at a kick there to Angelina Peace. Oh, big right hand, well, slap I should say. And now Joan DuPont firing back with one of her own. And another one here by Peace. And DuPont not giving up, telling her to bring the fight. This is some of this French pride we're seeing here. And now always drop kick there by the challenger. DuPont is answering a lot of questions here tonight, that she is ready for the next level. And oh, wait a minute, what's this here? Oh my God! With the cover, 2. Oh, Faye Bartlett just gets the shoulder up, and I don't know how after that maneuver. What a main event this is here for episode 18 of Underground for the Intercontinental Championship. Joan DuPont replacing Faye Bartlett is bringing the fight to the champion, and she has Peace on the top rope there, and a back suplex. A huge back suplex off the top turnbuckle, folding up the champion. And DuPont now to try and win it with the cover. 2. Oh, again. And that's right, folks. This is awesome. And oh, wait a minute now. Cecilia Perez distracting Joan DuPont. And Angelina Peace now. Oh, with a Uranagi slam to pin the challenger with the cover. 2. DuPont gets the shoulder up again, and she says no, 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 no. And now Angelina Peace is going, did I make a mistake? I know Faye Bartlett. I don't know Joan DuPont like this. Again, Joan DuPont has been assaulted, been attacked by both of these women, and oh, again, right back to that elbow. And oh, DuPont having to roll to the outside of the ring. That elbow could be in bad shape here. And now, Angelina Peace, and again, oh man, DuPont can't even run properly. And landing on that elbow again, and she got thrown into the floor. But oh, DuPont fights back though. She's not going to quit, folks. She's not going to quit. She has Angelina Peace up in the powerbomb position. But what is this here? Oh my God, the gory special. Look at this here. She's going to choke her out. DuPont going to choke her out. Peace tapping out. Angelina Peace tapping out, but it's on the outside. And the referee still doing the counter, and Joan DuPont just breaks it up. Angelina Peace almost had her neck ripped off of her shoulders. And now, oh my goodness, throwing her into the steel steps. Come on, DuPont. Show the world what you've got here tonight. And a fall away slam, and Angelina Peace gets thrown across the floor. And oh my God, Cecilia Perez with the distraction again. And we got to worry about the referee's count here, folks. The referee's at a 7 count. This could end in a double count out. 8. Oh my gosh, DuPont now. 9. DuPont, oh, just breaks it up here. just breaks it up, but the distraction was all Angelina Peace needed. And now it's, DuPont fights back though. A short arm clothesline. Cecilia Perez getting out the way here. And Joan DuPont now has Angelina Peace. Wait a minute here, folks. That's the German announce team. They ain't expecting everybody to go through a table here on Underground. The German announce team ain't ready for this. Wait a minute, DuPont. She has her up in a powerbomb through the table. DuPont now to break up the count. DuPont with the momentum. This entire arena screaming for it. Get it. Cecilia Perez to get out of the way. Our Peace is in bad trouble here. We could have a new Intercontinental Champion. And DuPont now with the cover on Angelina Peace to become the new Intercontinental Champion. At the very last second. And Angelina Peace barely getting the shoulder up. And now oh my God, look at this, by her neck, oh my God. Joan DuPont has snapped, folks. She's bleeding, she's throwing Angelina Peace by her neck. Peace gets those 2 boots to the face, and now Angelina Peace there with a crucifix driver. Angelina Peace needs to wrap this one up quick, or she's going to lose this Intercontinental title. And a kick to the midsection here, and Angelina Peace has Joan DuPont in that powerbomb, and there's the Peace Cutter. Peace Cutter by the champion on DuPont 2. And that's it, folks. What a match. What a main event. Joan DuPont, as you can even see here in this replay, was fighting 2 people in this match. She was fighting 2 people and 2 of the very best in the world. You've seen how good Cecilia Perez has been on the independent scene in ECCW. You've seen, obviously, how good Angelina Peace is. And DuPont had to fight both of them here tonight. I'll tell you this, folks. Joan DuPont is going to be at the top of this women's roster, folks. She has impressed me in this summer more than any other of the young women on this roster. She keeps bringing the fight, she keeps bringing the pain, and she was 1 move away from becoming the Intercontinental Champion, pinning a wrestler the stature and level of Angelina Peace. But again, that's why Angelina Peace is the longest reigning women's world champion of all time. That's why Angelina Peace has held the MPWF Intercontinental Championship since the WrestleMania buy-in show. Currently, her and the Cypher are the only 2 people to have the titles this long here in the MPWF. And that was it, the Peace Cutter. And she gets the victory. Like I said, I don't think she's afraid of Faith Bartlett. She's making a statement. The question is, who is going to be next, and when is Faye Bartlett going to be ready for Angelina Peace in the Intercontinental Championship? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dwayne James Johnny Feelgood, and I am the commentator of the MPWF. Thank you for tuning in and watching Underground with me. Good night, folks, and we will see you soon.